You know, it's really sad that all of us are not united on what happened in the Yankel Rosenbaum case. It's interesting that we can pick and choose which cases were fair and which ones were not. In the Rodney King case, in spite of what we saw on television, we know that we can look at something, two people looking at the same thing can see two different things. A jury in Rodney King found that the police officers were not guilty. All of America condemned the jury. But in New York, with overwhelming evidence, a confession, a knife with blood on it, and Yankel identifying Lemrick Nelson as the person who stabbed him, suddenly we have excuses. We have apologists in the minority community. They see it differently. The riots in Crown Heights, the pogrom in Crown Heights. Yes, there was a horrible accident that took place and a child was killed. No different from the children who have been killed in my neighborhood or your neighborhood in accidents. Horrible, but an accident. What is the excuse for 3 days of terrorizing an entire community of Crown Heights? What is the excuse? What is the excuse for physically assaulting an entire community? Where is the leadership of the minority community, elected officials and others, to clearly condemn the outrage that took place in Crown Heights?
What happened to the father of the child who was brutalized by the police officers?
Who's that? Say that again.
The father that died.
The father?
Yes.
Of who?
The child.
That died?
Yes.
He was brutalized by the police officers?
Gavin Cato.
Right.
Well, if that happened, those police officers should be dealt with if they are guilty. But what does that have to do with mobs of people? What does, sir, sir, with all due respect, I understand your question. And if someone was terrorized, let's use the law to enforce, to go against those who terrorize, whether it's police or anyone else. But please answer me. What does that have to do with terrorizing innocent men, women, and children? Please make the connection for me.
Go ahead.
I want you to know straight who started it.
Who started it?
That's what they want to do, Jackie. That's what they want to do. They want to besmirch Yankel Rosenbaum's name. They say that he started, he came with a knife from all the way from Australia, and he came to terrorize that community. Let me tell you something.
Where was Yankel Rosenbaum?
Where was Rosenbaum? An innocent Jew standing outside, taking some fresh air, and you and the community. One second. One second. You're my facts straight. 1 second. Let me just tell you.
Wait, you can't talk together.
It's not only. This is the problem. This is exactly what they do. Instead of joining together, the minority community joining with the Jewish community to say this was a blood libel, this was terrible, it was a lynching. Many leaders stood up. Why don't you say it was a lynching? No, you want to...
Wait, let him answer you. He has the right to answer you, please.
You know, I'm sorry for your great loss, but I want to point out that a year before your child was accidentally run over, a year before, in Crown Heights, a black driver killed a Jewish child. There were no riots. There was no destruction of property. A year before, a black driver killed a Jewish child.
Wait. I'm going to give you